All right, we are live here on the mighty 91.7 WLFR Pomona, here on the campus of Stockton University. And as promised, we are here live in the studio. Help me welcome the one and only Mike Ruffu, who is running for county commissioner. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing okay, Raymond. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, so let's get right to it. You are running for county commissioner,
Yes, sir.
and before we get to your platform, which we always ask people about their platform, and just so you know, and spoiler alert, I don't really like to do gotcha questions, so you're among friends, at least for the time being.
That's good to hear, Raymond.
No, because
For the time
sometimes
being.
when candidates come on, they don't know, where you're going to go.
Right.
So I don't like to make my my radio show a hostile place for anyone. If I feel like I have to treat you hostile, then I'd rather not invite you.
That's a good philosophy. I like it.
Well, thank you. So, with that being said, before we get to your platform, can you tell us what in the world the county commissioner does?
Sure. So the county commissioners are the legislative body of the county. So they make the laws. They make the laws for Atlanta County. There's different areas that different commissioners focus on, different committees like budget and finance, education, schools, that sort of thing. So whenever ordinances, laws need to be passed at the county level, the county commissioners vote in session and pass those laws or ordinances. Also do resolutions, which really don't have as much teeth as an ordinance does. The county commissioners, they provide advice and consent to the county executive on executive appointments, and the board also approves funding for infrastructure projects in the county. And it's a 9-member board. There are 5. They're 3-year terms. 5 commissioners from the 5 different districts in the county, and then 4 commissioners at large, who represent the entire county.
Okay. In the words of Maxwell Smart, I forgot everything you said right after. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so maybe you can or maybe you can, but can you give us, for some of our less politically savvy listeners, a more common man idea of what you guys? I know you said you write laws. Do you write laws or actually vote on the laws that are already written as bills?
No, we actually the board actually writes them, drafts them, votes on them. I would compare it to compared to the House of Representatives in the U.S. Congress. We're the legislative body for the county, so we're the one. We have a county executive, Denny Levinson, who's the president, quote, president of the county executive. The county board of commissioners is a legislative body, so they handle making the laws that will affect the county. And then, of course, we have the judicial side, the judges.
Oh, okay.
So there's 3 branches of government in the county, just like there is in the United States and any state.
See, and all that time, back when you guys were known as freeholders, we thought you guys were just freeloaders. That's an old joke. I think Milton Berle told that one in 19.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Okay, so as you're running for county commissioner, what is your platform? What is the platform that you're running on?
Well, I'm running for the at-large seat. The seat I'm running for is held by former sheriff Frank Ballas. Frank's not seeking re-election, so I'm running for his seat. It's an at-large seat, which means I represent the entire county. Now, over the course of the campaign, I've been all over the county. Which, by the way, if you haven't traveled the county, it's a huge county. You don't realize it until you're out there on the road. But Atlanta County is much larger than people think. So I made my way around the county over the course of this campaign, and the more I talk to voters all the time, and to me, it's simple. They're mostly concerned with money and safety.
Okay.
That's and I'm a former prosecutor. I'm an attorney. My first job out of law school was at the Atlanta County Prosecutor's Office. I was an assistant prosecutor. So I'm a law and order guy. Public safety is really important to me, and it's really important to the people in Atlanta County. And I've learned that from talking to people. You know, it's simple. They want their families to be safe. They want their communities to be safe. They want the police to have the resources and the power to keep their community safe. And it's a lot of people are concerned when they look around the country and see what's kind of happened with law and order and the changes. It's something that's at the top of people's minds, and I hear about it all the time. So public safety is important to me. The other thing that I'm focused on, and I think the other thing that the people of Atlanta County are focused on is the economy, prices. I mean, anybody you talk to will talk about prices of gas, prices of groceries. Everyone's having trouble. And we've seen what this spending has done to our country, to our state. Fortunately, Atlanta County's been pretty insulated from that. Atlanta County's been known to be the best run county in the state for a reason. We just had our 25th consecutive perfect audit. The county's run great. The services they provide are great. Financially, the way everything is handled is superb. So, but we can't take that for granted. It's not a given. We have to continue to work hard and keep it that way. And that's one of the reasons I decided to run. I wanted to get on the board, help out, and continue with the way Atlanta County's been going.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody who's been a part of Atlanta County government. As long as I'm 56 now, as long as I've been alive, two words I've never heard in the same sentence with regards to Atlanta County has been garbage and strike. And that's what people really want. They want to know that, you're paying taxes every Tuesday or whatever garbage day is. You want to know that the guys come and pick up your old sofa or whatever it is that you put out there. What are they saying specifically about public safety? I know, and trust me, this is not a gotcha, but I feel like public safety and policing concerns may be different from community to community.
Absolutely.
So what are you hearing?
Well, let's take. Where do you want to take? I grew up in Margate. I live in Margate. So we'll take the juvenile issue that people have been reading about the past 2 or 3 summers.
In Margate?
All Ventnor, Margate, all over the coast, Ocean City. There's, Governor Murphy put this policy into place where local police cannot question juveniles that are out on the street. They can't look in their backpacks. They can't ask them any questions. If they ask them any questions, they could be subject to civil penalties. So I've known plenty of police officers, Atlantic City cops, Margate cops. I grew up with them. They're scared. They don't want to talk to these kids. They don't want to ask them any questions because they know what could happen. The kids know it. I was a kid once. You were a kid. Kids are smart.
Right.
They know what's up.
Right.
So these kids, they know exactly what they could do and what they can't do, and they're just, especially in these shore towns, they're out of control. I mean, you saw these fights on the Ocean City Boardwalk. There was a shooting in Wildwood this past summer. I think the kids were 16 years old. Huge fights. It's the past couple of years, it's gotten out of control. So that is something that certainly needs to be addressed, and I know communities now are looking at ways to make sure that doesn't continue to happen, especially in the summer when in these shore towns when the crowds increase by 10, 20 fold.
And nobody needs that. I don't want to. I have friends in Wildwood, so I don't want to use the term black eye, but nobody needs that kind of press or those kind of happenings. I'll push back. I'm not sure that I would want my child, though, because, and here's the other thing. I was raised with a dad that for the first 14 years of my life, I was way more scared of him than I was of Officer Friendly. So, if you see me walking down the street with a backpack, I'm just walking down the street with a backpack. So, and this is my pushback. Do we really want a police state or a state where kids are questioned under penalty of being arrested or convicted of a crime without a parent or a lawyer present?
Well, they're first of all, they're juvenile. They're under 18.
Right.
And
so shouldn't their parents be at least contacted before serious questioning starts? I'm just asking.
They should be, but unfortunately, and I know this from talking to local police officers. Now, you mentioned times have changed. Parents today aren't like your dad was. I'll say 15 years ago.
Okay.
They're not as involved anymore, and they don't. And I know this firsthand just from talking to police officers that I know. They don't care. They don't if their kids are out drinking in the street doing. I don't want to get into what they're doing, but the parents they're not as strict with these kids as they were when you and I were kids.
Okay.
Let's just leave it at that.
Okay. All right. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Light Morning Show edition. My guest today is Mike Ruffu. He's running for County Commissioner for Atlantic County. This is the last pushback I will say, and you don't even have to address it. When I was 14, I wasn't much scared of kids from Whitegate, though, and Longport, and Ventnor, even Ocean City. If somebody said to me at 14, somebody from Ocean City wants to meet you after school, I'd say, so?
I would too, but these kids, they're not from these towns.
Oh,
they're coming from out of the area.
Okay, all right. And and again, I'm not anti-police. I guess I like to look at what I'm saying or my view as more pro common sense or what have you. But thanks for the answers. I really appreciate it.
And if you just one summer weekend, take a ride over, you'll see it's not. These are hundreds and hundreds of kids that gather. I mean, right. They cause disturbances. I mean, you can't get down the street, you can't get into the Wawa, you can't get into the grocery stores. They're just doing stupid petty crimes that.
I've heard the story of public urination.
Yeah, trash, garbage everywhere. Stupid kid stuff, but it's just it's magnified.
And to be honest, people invest a lot of money into those summer properties and to come down with the family and have a good summer. So it's always two sides to an argument. So again, in light of our discourse here, just ask.
And they're not talking rounding these kids up and throwing them in jail. They just ask, especially when it's after curfew. Where are you? Where are your parents? Why you're out at midnight, 11 o'clock. Curfew's at 10. Time to go home.
Yeah, and that's reasonable.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm taking it a little easy because, like I said, I want to make sure. I want to make sure we can get so you are the Republican candidate, right?
Correct.
Right. So I want to make sure I can get more Republicans to come on the show because I don't want you to run back and tell them, "Oh, I was with Ray. He tried to kill me."
No.
If you're just tuning in, we're having fun with Mike Ruffu, who's running for County Commissioner. A little while ago, you talked about the different places out in the county, and I just know of some little small towns and hubs. I don't know them all. Was there a small town or a little easy for me to say, suburb place that you went to that you really didn't know was there?
I wouldn't say places I didn't know. I've been to places I didn't know were there. I've been to places that I haven't been to, little corners of, Mullica, Buena Vista Township,
Oh, gosh,
parts
yeah.
of Hamilton. I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
the county's, like I said, the county's enormous. You
So,
can.
so you know about Newtonville?
I don't think I've been to Newtonville.
You haven't been to
I
Newtonville
don't
yet?
think I've been there.
Okay, I actually went to school in Newtonville, but that's what I was talking about. Like Mullica Township has some really just like far out, beautiful homes.
Beautiful.
But like if you didn't know, you wouldn't imagine.
I drove through this past weekend. I was going from Mullica to Egg Harbor City to Hamilton, just driving through those back roads of the county. It was beautiful, especially this time of year. I don't, like I grew up in Margate. I'm on the beach. I don't get to see that part of the county as often as I should. But it's been a lot of work, but it's nice. It's nice getting out to those western ends of the county. Atlantic County is beautiful.